Court Reporter with Stovall and Associates.
Hello and welcome to Court Reporter with Stovall and Associates. I'm your host, Michael Selbeck from Stovall and Associates and Red Brick Realty, here for all your legal and real estate needs. Today I have a special guest here with me. I have Mr. Bill Dolan. Bill Dolan, welcome.
Thank you, Mike, for having me.
So Bill Dolan is a town board member and also running for County Commissioner District 5. But before we get into that, I know you, most people know you, but for the people out there that don't know Bill Dolan, who's Bill Dolan?
Well, Bill Dolan is a member of this community for 10 years. I am married to Marilyn Dolan, Marilyn Maddox Dolan, for the last 2+ years. And I have sat as the vice chairman of the town board from 2008 to 2010. Took 2 years off for an illness, and then was reelected to the town board last year. And has now sat for 1+ years as the vice chairman again.
Okay. What do you do for work?
I'm a retired cardiovascular thoracic open heart nurse, director of surgical services.
Wow. And any children out there?
Yeah, we have just a few.
Just a few? Okay.
I hope I get these numbers right. Between Marilyn and I, we have 13 children. I forget how many grandchildren, but we do have 5 great-grandchildren.
Wonderful, wonderful.
So we're very happy
family
with
man,
those. Yes, yes.
And this big balloon festival we just had, I was told you played a big part in that.
Well, I had a little part in it.
Little part, okay.
A local business owner came to me and asked for the town to step up and sponsor the balloon event. And all they needed was $250,000. And I told her, absolutely not. I said, but I will shop it with you and we'll find somebody to pick it up. We shopped it to a few service groups in the chamber, and the chamber picked it up, and I think that pretty much speaks for itself. I know everybody had a very good time. Businesses in town made money. Yep. Restaurants were full, hotels were full, RV space rentals were up. I mean, my wife and I waited an hour one night for in a restaurant to get a seat.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, it was busy and people enjoyed themselves.
Yep. I know my wife and kids got to take a balloon ride and they loved it, and the event was very successful for my business, and I didn't hear a single complaint, so good job.
Yeah, we thank you. We did not have, that I know of, one single complaint. I believe the chamber has not heard a negative comment on it. But I will tell you, to see our valley from a hot air balloon, it's just such a different view. It's a beautiful view. And I would suggest next year when we come, anybody that can get a ride up in a balloon, take it.
How many balloons did we have, do you know?
We had 23 this year, and we already have a waiting list, I understand, for next year.
Wonderful.
And another group that, and I want to reach out and say thank you to, is the men and women of Nellis Air Force Base who came out. We had about 50 young men and women from Nellis Air Force Base that came out and did a lot of work on helping get the balloons up and get the balloons down. And thank you very much for your service, and thank you for coming out and making our event that much more successful.
Absolutely. And you've been a town board member for how many years? This term, I should say?
This term, it's just a year and 4 months.
And it's a 4-year term, is that correct?
4-year term.
Okay, so I'm just going to get the ugly question, the ugly rumor out there, and you can tell me the truth and what's not true, but I have been hearing that the town board is going to be dissolved. Is that a true comment? Is it not a true comment?
In 2010, it was placed on the ballot to see if the residents of this community wanted to have a town board form of government or a town board advisory committee answering to the county commissioners. And it was voted by a very slim margin to do away with the town board form of government. Some people says that the town should not have appealed that decision, but on one hand you've got residents saying appeal it, on the other hand don't appeal it. So, you know, you're darned if you do, darned if you don't on that issue. It is with the Nevada Supreme Court. The Nevada Supreme Court will render its decision when it renders its decision. Until that time, we are still a town board form of government, and we will move forward. The way I usually analogize it is, when I was elected, I was dealt a set of cards. I will play with those cards, and do everything I can do and have to do for the residents of this community. If that should change because of an election or because of a Supreme Court decision, then I will utilize those new cards to still do everything in my power to make the lives of the residents in this community better.
Wonderful. I think that's a fabulous answer. Now, when will the Supreme Court make that decision if they do make it? Do you know?
I wish I knew that.
Okay.
They could make it next week.
Okay.
They could make it the last day of the year. They could make it 2 years from now. We don't know, and they are not giving us any indication.
So you basically just got to do your job until they tell you.
We continue to move forward, doing the job of the people, for the people that I was elected to do.
Wonderful. So what? How is the town board doing right now? What are they working on? What's exciting?
Well, we just